All right. Good morning, Super Metroid fans. We are up for a really nice hype race between ShinyZeni and Zoast, our two 5-0 participants in the Super Metroid multi-category tournament. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Sire. How you doing, Sire?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Excited to see this awesome match today.
Yeah, this is, 5-0 versus 5-0. We've got Zoast, who just yesterday set a new world record in any percent with a 40-55. That is just insane.
Yeah, I can't imagine being that quick. He definitely, and that clears him as overall on the leaderboard now,
Yeah,
right? Because he
takes
was
that
tied.
takes that takes a 1 second lead over Behemoth. We don't have
Yeah.
to frame count anymore. We have the full on, full on one person with the world record. Zenny no slouch with the 42.58 any percent PB. Also well known for his RBO runs and also a very good hundo runner. So a little unfortunate this didn't quite break well for Zenny in terms of categories. We did have the veto process, which we kind of knew where this was going, but we did go through it. Zoast just went ahead and vetoed triple bingo, Zenny then vetoing low ice, and so here we are with some any percent.
Yeah, it really is a real clash of the titans too. I mean, it should be an excellent race, and Zenny joking about how slow he's going to go, but I don't think either of these guys are going to be putting anything up
Yeah,
more than
I wish
a
I
couple
was
of 40s.
I wish I was as slow as Zenny. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, definitely excited to see this today, and glad it got moved from midnight, a little late on the East Coast. So here we go.
yeah, and let's talk about what is on the line here. These two will both make the playoff bracket. If Zost wins, then he will be the overall number 1 seed, and Zenny would then get the 3 seed, most likely, depending on what Sloters does in his race versus Fruit Bat Salad tomorrow. If Zenny wins, he will get the number 1 overall seed and bump Zost to number 2. And so that's really what's on the line here. But I think it's more pride bragging rights. Like I said, hype race between two 5-0 runners, two of the best in the world.
Yeah, and somebody's going to stay undefeated, and somebody's not. So definitely, that pride on the line as well. Get some tail D boost to start. So I guess while they're doing series, Zoast of course is the fastest at any percent, but this is a race, and if you reset in a race, you lose 10 minutes or whatever, however far you are. So he maybe can't go 40-55 pace, but of course that may mean what 41 something, like
Yeah.
still super
Well, he's been
fast.
he's been churning out 41s like they're going out of style lately. So
Yeah. So
he's been working
Zenny's
really hard for that world record, and he's still
definitely,
going for even more. So good on him. But
yeah, yeah. So Zenny's definitely still got his work cut out for him, but he may not need to get down into the 40s to actually win this match. We're about to see
you
how.
mean Zost? Although if Zenny got in the 40s, then he could win.
Oh no, yeah, I mean like Zenny doesn't have to get like a 40-55 to
Okay,
win.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
So,
So
because it's a race, well, I assume Zost won't world record in a race, but you never know.
that would be hype.
Yeah.
But there's a good chance they'll take some extra safeties. This being because, as you say, it is a race, and the idea is to win, not necessarily to PB.
Yep.
So he might take a save somewhere, or he might grab an extra E tank, grab an extra missile pack somewhere, or even do a slightly different route. Zost has in the past done what Kip likes to call the Captain Picard route, and doing Kraid before Ridley. I don't think we'll see that here. I think the skill gap is close enough that I can't see him making that route change, but you never know.
Yep. Yeah, and you see both of them get some nice moonfalls down the first two long rooms there, where you can actually use it. So yeah, using every bit of tech they got.
I also like how we have the double hand cam going. Don't get to see that very often.
That's true. The top of my screen is very dark. I actually didn't notice it until you just pointed it out. But yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, on Zenny's side, we'll never get to see where he is because the map's covered, and on Zoast's side, we'll never get to see if he picks up X-ray scope because that would cover it up.
Very nice.
So if anyone ever wants to know how they do what they do, you got the hand cam for it.
I feel like even when I watch hand cam, I still don't understand. Just fingers flying everywhere.
Okay, both can do the wall jumps up the climb.
Yeah, both of them hitting it, looking to be quite perfectly this morning.
Very clean.
Yeah.
Until Zoast runs into that gamer, but
Yeah, taking a little bit of a hit there.
With as close as these guys are right now, those little things could make a difference. But Zoast still has. Oh, and we got the sync going into Bomb Chorizo.
Yeah, the sync is real in this match. And I did see, well, I guess I'll wait till after Bomb Chorizo fight, see how this goes for both of them. Wow.
That I've never seen that before. The bomb jumps in sync, bomb jumps right before the Bomb Chorizo fight. That is
man.
awesome.
These BT fights fast as can be. Zoast does take a hit though, while Zenny stays clean, so he's gonna. Didn't matter though; they got fine drops coming out. Never mind.
Yeah, that can make a difference. You might get more health and not quite pick up all the missiles you need, but they did manage to both pick up those missiles.
Yeah.
And of course, needless to say, I will point out that we are likely going to see old route. Old route. Oh my God, new route. We're going to see new route from both these guys. We'll see in just a second as they're going to missile these space pirates to conserve energy. That when they get to Fantoon, the 1E tank power suit is no joke of a fight. So.
For sure, yeah, and here comes the missling now. It'd be a pretty strange occurrence to have them going old route these days, but you never know. Sometimes people have done weirder. And then, yeah, making sure to conserve that energy is very important. They do need to get this missile drop here as they go down. Let's make sure that happens.
Yeah, both get it.
Yep. So far, luck not really playing a difference in this race. Just
I hope it doesn't
skill.
come back. Yeah, I hope it doesn't come down to a luck thing. I want to see this come down to skill.
Oh yeah.
So it's just an ever so slight lead right now.
I was just thinking, like, I can't even really tell where he picked up that quarter second or however much it is, but just impressive movement from him. Always gaining time on opponents.
Grabbing that charge missile is going to grab the charge beam.
So you said earlier that you'd been watching Zoast a lot. What do you think he's gonna run in this race as far as ammo goes?
I bet he picks up the extra missile pack. That's probably the one. If I were to guess, that'd probably be the one safety that he might take. Going 2010 just gives you that extra leeway in Torian. That missile pack that you typically skip is the one at Wave. and it really doesn't save as much time to skip that as most items skip, since normally you would just run into it. So it really, instead of saving the full 7-second fanfare, saves more like 5 seconds. You have to do a few little bit of extra movement just to skip it.
Yeah.
So that'd be my guess. I mean, if he sees he's in enough of a lead, you might see him take an extra energy tank either at Ridley or at Botwoon. Or he might take sometimes he'll take the Ridley energy tank and then not take the Botwoon energy tank if he doesn't feel he needs it at that point. So you might see an extra energy tank somewhere, but those are the only things that I think we'll likely see. I really don't think we're gonna. I mentioned the PKRD route. I've seen Zoast do that in races before. I mean, he could do that if he has enough of it. I don't see that happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd certainly hope they go full out here in this race. And yeah, Zenny lost a little bit of time in the tower, had to redo the hero shot, but did get it. So still keep it up here with the world record holder.
Okay, so now we have one of the first choke points. We have CWJ coming up. Let's see how Zoast does it. Looks good on the first part of the jump.
Yeah, looks good. Oh,
And
wow.
gets it first try. Nice. Zenny falls into the water, into the moat. Backs up with a moonwalk. That looks pretty good too. And
Oh,
he also gets it first try. Nice.
yeah, both of these runners making that trick look easy, which it is not. I mean, I know a lot of top runners have it down, but I've spent hours there and
Well,
still not gotten it.
there's a reason why the typical any percent runners learn the horizontal bomb jump backup, which is typically a harder trick to learn, but an easier trick to master. So they all have that backup in their pocket. So the CWJ is just not consistent really for anyone, but it's more consistent for players like Zenny and Zoe. So and they showed it there.
All right, so now we have Fantoon. Keep an eye on if there's any difference in patterns here. Probably won't be very long to live for Fantoon, but let's take a look.
Nice first round Doppler for Zoast.
Yeah, and it was a mid, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so it's not quite getting the 2 round, which is very, very, very difficult, especially with only 15 missiles.
Yeah, and does pump the super before the eye close, so gets a fast 3 round there. Zenny, I think, had a slow pattern, so taking him a little longer. Oh, but
All
does
right.
have a nice Doppler there.
Yeah, both finishing up Fantoon. Neither one having any real issues there.
Yep, and for new route, maybe not for these runners, but for most, a Fantoon death can certainly happen, and so both of them avoiding it and not having any trouble there.
Okay, Zo's going to grab the last super missile pack that we're going to see in the race.
And then he picks it up as well.
Yeah, very nice movement through the wreck ship from Zoast.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I forget to talk, and I just start watching him. Zenny also, though, having some great movement here. Keeping it close, not letting Zoast get too far ahead.
Yeah, keeping that pressure on. Okay, Zoast looking really good in health. This next room that he's going into, you want to take only 2 hits, but he can take a third if necessary. These spikes will do 60 damage to you. A little bit easier in new route with out high jump boots. It's a little easier to get that horizontal distance.
Yeah, and Zoast ending on the meme health as always. Oh, Zenny gonna take a second to farm. His health was a little lower coming in. Does get a big health though.
Yeah,
That should be enough.
he's gonna go for it. He's gonna have to take. If he takes a third hit, this is the end. So let's hope he gets this in two.
Oh, it gets a weird bounce. No, Zenny. Oh no.
Oh
Oh.
no, Zeddy.
Oh man. Yeah, F in
Oh,
chat. He's gonna start it back up, but
he was going for it. He was going for it, and that's a And here's the thing. He probably doesn't screw that up if he'd had the health for it. Knowing he didn't have the health for it just adds that pressure in
yeah.
order to do it right. Knowing he's still a little bit behind, knowing who he's playing. I like that he's gone ahead and restarted here. You never know what can happen. Any percent is a very dangerous category. Now, if Zoast is watching, this may very well change what he does. He might take more extra safeties now that he's got a bit of a lead.
Yeah. And I was gonna mention earlier, and I kind of got distracted by their awesome play, but yeah, I definitely saw Zenny in the stream chat earlier, so I'm pretty sure he has it on, but I don't know if Zost does. I didn't see any chat from him in the stream chat, so we don't. I don't know at least if he's watching, but yeah, like you said, this would be a time to take an extra safety or two if he is.
Yeah, we'll see whether he goes to Kraid first or not, or if he goes to go straight down to Ridley,
Yeah.
or maybe he could just still go all out. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it is still Zost going
yep.
all out. I mean, that's why I would say that's why Zenny restarts here because, Zost goes all out, and there's definitely potential for death in that.
Yeah, I really like that Zenny's gone ahead and restarted. Because you just never know what's going to happen in these races. And we saw a race the other day where one of the runners took an early death and then the other one died at Mother Brain, and they ended up both forfeiting because the first runner had already stopped playing and didn't want to come back, and the other one was basically done but would have had to start from the beginning. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, as with such a dangerous run, definitely you got to play this out. So obviously not hoping for anything. I mean, let's have
yeah,
Zost just grab the world record again right here and call
no,
it a day.
yeah, he's going to go ahead and do Kraid first right now. So
Oh, true. Yeah,
taking
you're right.
that extra safety. So yeah, if he would world record on this route, that would be pretty darn hype. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's just playing it smart. He knows he's got that lead. Just gonna go ahead and finish out the run and get himself that number 1 seed.
Definitely. Zenny coming into BT number 3 right as Kraid fight starts. So we'll have some dueling boss fights. We'll see who finishes it first.
No bomb jumps this time. Darn.
Nice quick kill.
Gonna grab that all-important Various suit. Some people may wonder, why do we pick up Various suit in new route when we already have Gravity suit? You want to talk about that for a second?
Sure. I hope I know the answer, which I believe is for Mother Brain. When you take the Rainbow Beam, you don't have enough energy if you don't have the way they run with what is it, 2 tanks?
3 tanks.
3 tanks. Okay, you don't have enough energy if you don't have the Various suit. Mother Brain will kill you with the Rainbow Beam. So
yeah, the Gravity suit doesn't protect against the Rainbow Beam, so you have to have that Various suit, or otherwise you're picking up 3 E tanks, which would take a lot longer.
Yep.
And Zo's gonna take the extra energy tank here. He could choose to skip other ones later, depending on what his energy count is, but this just gives him a little bit extra safety.
Sorry, I kind of flubbed the explanation as soon as I got put on the spot. Such greatness in the room, but yeah, it's all about the Rainbow Beam. I know that much. So yeah, Zost heading down now. into Norfair. We'll start some of the collections down here.
Yep, got to pick up a energy tank here. Pick up some high jump boots.
And of course, you want your speed booster as well.
We'll get the high jump boots, then we'll get the ice beam, and then we'll head over to Bubble Mountain. Oh, such great movement going over to ice beam.
Yeah. And I assume on the way back we'll see some reverse speedball there, or mock ball, I guess that would be.
Yeah, the ice escape, which is a really cool strat. Not an easy one either.
Let's see how swag Zoast does it. I saw an interesting one the other day that I never thought to do on old route, where plasma will pierce both of those platforms if you're in the lava. But Zoast not going into the lava at all.
And beautiful ice escape.
Yeah, barely pausing on his run.
Okay, now gonna head on over to Bubble Mountain.
Zeni does get the hero shot first try this time.
Yeah, very nice red tower climb from Zeni there.
Yeah. After the death, he is definitely settled in for,
yeah, he's probably,
for the rest of the run.
Yeah, probably a little less nervous now that he knows this is most likely out of reach, but still gonna put a show on for us.
Definitely. And we certainly appreciate that. Zeni, such a good runner, and not throwing in the towel at the first death. So
yeah. So for those of you that may have come in late, Zeni took a death to the spikes in bowling. He didn't have enough energy to take 3 hits, and he did manage to take 3 hits on that part of the run, and that doesn't work. So yeah, start over. Gonna keep going.
yeah, I'm not even sure I've quite seen that kind of bounce back. It looked like maybe he was trying to get the D boost and just kind of flubbed it a little bit or something.
Yeah, I think he didn't quite get the jump he wanted and tried to save it by doing some D boost, and it just didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
And our third straight first
Yeah.
try CWJ. Very nice.
Unbelievable. And we'll see if Zoast picks up that missile pack you were talking about earlier here. I imagine
I'm
at this
sure
point,
he'll take it now.
yeah.
Like he might have skipped it if it'd been close. He maybe skips it, but like I said,
Yeah.
it's more like a 5-second save to skip it than a 7-second save to skip it. So you might as well just run into it. And picking up that all-important wave beam. Now has the full beam combination, not counting plasma, which we are not going to pick up because that would be slow to do so after, because we don't do Dragon until very late.
For sure. Zoast actually did take a hit coming out of wave. That feels a bit unusual.
And it go through the remembered highway, the part we didn't used to see in speed runs until this new route came to be. This is the way you would normally go to get up to Bubble Mountain as a casual player. Of course, not being able to do the wall jumps early on, or if you don't know how to do the wall jumps.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going the other direction.
Or as I used to do back in the childhood days, a really obnoxious bomb jump because the cack attack would always snipe you at the top.
Okay, so those can turn off ice and spacer to set up some X factors for the Ridley fight.
Yeah, Zeni's getting really low and having some I think he had some slow patterns too. I don't think this fight is going as well for him. Oh, down to 22. Okay, he got it.
Wow. That looked a little rough, but he handled it.
Yeah. Zoast with a masterful short charge to get the fast pillars. And worst room in the game here. Gotta have some very careful movement with that power bomb and first try.
Yeah, worst room in the game really does live up to its billing in this category. But Zoast doesn't care. He knows what he's doing and has no trouble with it whatsoever. And a very clean amphitheater right afterwards.
And using the lag reduction strats here in this room for Zoast, taking out a couple of those early key hunters to prevent the power bomb from causing extra lag.
Yeah, it also makes it a little bit easier to get through those key hunters since you get 2 of them. So those key hunters do 50 damage on you even with gravity suits. So another enemy, the enemies down here in Lower Norfolk just do a ton of damage. It's just absolutely no joke down here. It's like the game. You know, I remember the first time I got down here and you just hear the music and you just know that this is serious time. You know?
It cleans up the metal pirates in a hurry.
Really good health now and really good ammo.
Yeah, I think that second pirate was like almost all health drops, which probably what he wanted at this point.
Okay, this time
Okay.
Zeni with 189 health going into the bowling area, so he should be fine.
And he does take a third hit again.
But he had enough to take it, so we're all good.
Yeah. Having a lot of trouble with that room today, apparently.
Alright, Zoast into his Ridley fight. Gonna do a combination of 60 charge shots, and we'll probably supplement some of those with his, or has already supplemented some of it with his ammo. We'll probably do some more. Typically, a new route, you're gonna use that ammo more often, although since he did do the kind of more hybrid-y, I guess that's not really the right term since there is an actual hybrid route. The ammo's you may not want to use as much of his ammo because normal new route, you're going to get a nice free refill from Mini Kraid when you go back and kill Kraid. We've already done that. In fact, that's one of the big reasons why we do Kraid after Ridley is so we get that free refill. The other time save being that you'd have Speed Booster for that area. So those we'll lose time to do an extra farm going into Meridia, but at this point, that's not going to be a problem. Finishes up Ridley. We'll see if he takes the E-Tank. Gonna go ahead and turn that Ice and Spazer back off so he can do X Factors on Bot Wound. Not gonna bother with the E-Tank.
Yeah, and he did use all of his supers, so he will need to get a drop. And you see...
Well, he's gonna farm. He'll farm when he gets out. He doesn't need another super to get out. But yeah, that's where the one of the time saves of doing Ridley first comes into play. Like I said, that Mini Kraid fight, Mini Kraid pretty much just gonna drop you a bunch of supers when you fight him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you do see him farm the metal pirate there, so back up on supers now.
Yeah, so that'll be a little less farming he'll need to do when he gets out. Or we may choose to not farm at all. We'll see. He's gonna want a couple more supers though for Bot Wound, so he's gonna want to at least hopefully he gets some on the way. If not, then we'll probably see a little bit of farming. Okay, Zeni meanwhile heads over towards Norfair. Probably gonna go ahead and do Ridley first. Gonna pick up his Spazer though first.
Yeah, I mean he's been so close to death a couple times already. What's one more? What's one more dangerous fight down in Lower Norfair?
That's right. Okay, one last hard part. Oh, Zoast. Oh, beautiful. Doesn't take a single hit from those key hunters.
Those key hunters look downright confused at Zoast movement.
And like we expected, Zenny heading down to Norfair. And this is the good place to farm, so he's going to get a few more supers here. Okay, 8 supers should be pretty good for the Botwoon fight. Botwoon taking 10 supers total, but he'll open with an X Factor, which will make up for 4 of them.
Yeah, the X Factor strats in this route are pretty cool. I like pretty much X Factoring all the bosses after Kraid, the opening one on.
Yeah, Kraid doesn't X Factor well.
No,
of course,
yeah.
and of course we don't have Wave Beam for Fantoon in New Route, so we're not going to use X Factors there. But Old Route runners usually often do. That's a pretty normal strat in Old Route.
Yeah. So I just like I've seen a lot of people doing what do they call it now? Like the rain dance strats. I like those.
Oh, the special beam attack with the Spazer?
No, when they do the X Factor and Botwoon, they start over to the right and manipulate it into him instead of
I
just.
didn't realize I'd been given a name.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the official name. I just heard people talking about it.
What's ever official?
So yeah, let's see. I don't know if Zoast does it or not, but I've seen a couple of runners in the tournament do it.
Yeah, he's gonna set up over here.
Yeah.
I called it DeCalled strat since DeCalled is the one that came up with it, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the rain dance name. Maybe I can get it to catch on.
Zoast's having a little bit of trouble with this Botwoon fight.
Yeah, and bumping a super into the wall there even. So gonna go to slow strats here for Zoast. Don't see that every day. Snake taunting him.
Okay, there we go. Well, nobody can be perfect every time. Let's see if he takes this E-Tank or not. He is going to take the E-Tank, a little extra safety. Honestly, this E-Tank would be the biggest reason to take this E-Tank. And he was full on energy, so he would have been fine, most likely. He has got to fight Dragon, and Dragon chain damage is a thing that happens that we don't want to see here. And so that gives him a little extra protection from that.
Yeah, luckily no one died, but I saw an any percent race just this week with like 2 tanks worth of chain damage.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah, it was not fun looking, but I think he ended with like 3 or 30. Maybe it was 33. I don't remember. It was pretty low.
Okay, Zo's probably gonna do an X Factor opening into a Shine Spark.
Looks like he got all the particles. Oh, that was interesting.
Okay. I don't think I've seen Dragon act quite like that before.
No, that was pretty weird. He got like stuck in the floor.
Oh, and finishes Dragon off with a pseudo screw. You don't see that every day.
And just a swag.
Yeah, then casually gets a flash. Yeah, just casually gets that spark suit. And in New Route, we don't pick up the space jump because it doesn't really save enough time to take the time to pick it up.
Yeah, especially if you can get a spark suit first try with basically losing no time at all while the death animation is on. So
Now, we do have Zenny going into Lower Norfair. Zoast just needs to make his way back to Turian. Ammo looking pretty good.
Yeah, and with the extra missiles, probably we'll get enough drops to supplement, even if he doesn't get all full-on supers. Yeah, Zenny had a nice lava spark as well. I like the diagonal kind of swag spark.
Yeah, it's another one of those really tight short charges to try and get that.
And Zenny also handling worst room in the game very well and making it look easy.
And no reason to stop at the ship.
No, I don't see Zoe stopping at that ship too many times.
Nope.
Or ever.
Only in a randomizer situation without a charge beam, and you need that ammo. Or without ice beam, if you need the power bombs. But this, of course, is just regular vanilla and 8%, so absolutely no reason for him to stop there.
Man, the rhythm on going through those pirates the second time around for Zoast, real nice. I like that.
Now he just gets to sit, wait, and contemplate his run.
Yeah.
And during that time, I see some chatter going on about what happens next. So this is the last week of the Swiss round. Both of these runners will make the playoffs. Zoe's going to be the 1 seed. Zenny, and unless something drastic happens, will either be the 2 or the 3 seed, depending on what Sloters does in his match tomorrow. The playoffs, well, first we're going to have a play-in match, which both of these runners get to avoid between all the 4-2 runners. That's going to be something like 9 or 10 runners for something like 12 or 13 spots. We don't know for sure because there's a couple of, there's a 2-3v3-2 and a 4-1v3-2 matchup that is going to influence the actual number of spots and the actual number of participants. The top players from that are going to go into the playoff bracket, and then the playoffs are going to be best 2 out of 3. With all 7 categories available. Each runner will get to veto 1 category outright. We'll get to choose 1 category outright, and if it goes to a game 3, then we'll randomly draw from the 3 remaining.
Yeah, I really like the idea of that format. That's very cool.
Yeah, shoutouts for Kip. He was the one that came up with that idea. So I really like the way we ended up setting that up. And Zoast making quick work in the first Metroid room.
Yeah, blink and it's over. Even grouping them in that third room there.
Alright, already done with the Metroids. Zenny meanwhile into his Ridley fight.
And Zoast having completely full ammo and the extra E-tank from what he normally runs. Shouldn't be any problems here.
Yeah, we'll see if you can get a baby skip. And that's a dead Ridley on Zenny's side. And well done, Zoast. Gets that baby skip.
Yeah, pretty much textbook. No extra swoops, so... Or ring around the rosy, whatever you call it.
Going straight into Mother Brain, not gonna save.
Yeah, I did expect a safety save from him, and oh wow, that down back Zeb skip.
Down backs are so beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, even though...
I mean, it would have
You
been
know?
reasonable for him to take it because, you know, he's got that lead. Has the time. It pretty much would seal up the victory here. But I mean, it's you know, he's done 1,000 of these Mother Brain fights, so he really shouldn't be concerned.
Yeah, yeah, and I never see Zoe's safety save. I guess it would be reasonable, and then I don't expect it. So I'm almost a little surprised. I mean, I know everybody else expected it, but I'm almost a little surprised he took the safety missiles. But I guess that's quicker than a safety save, so why not do that instead of the save?
So this will be 60 shots.
Yep, and he will come under some ketchup bean fire towards the end here. I hear a lot of runners saying that one's easier to dodge, and but it is the more dangerous one as far as how much health and damage you can get from that rainbow beam.
Yeah, and Zil saying in the chat that he would, because he got one of those missiles sniped, he would have been more careful if he hadn't had those extra missiles in the with those turrets.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, as far as that goes too, I mean, if it takes 5 seconds to pick the missiles up, but you save, you know, a second by just firing off the missile, letting it get sniped, and then firing another one, I mean, you're still only down like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that was definitely the smart play. And of course, with Zoast making it, I have no reason not to think that.
And now we just wait for the cutscene here to finish up. Can't do stand-up glitch in any percent because we don't have enough E-tanks for it.
Yep.
And without plasma beam, probably not worth anyway.
And Zeni, you know, even after the death here, having a fast run.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Already into Kraid's lair here. Just a few missiles and Kraid will be done, and then he'll be on to Torian himself. I don't know if he'll get the 48 he predicted, but it might be close.
A 48 with a death in wreck ship would be pretty impressive. Okay, Zo's giving us a preview of the Mother Brain 3 fight. Let's see what happens here. That was a very nice Mother Brain 3 fight.
Yeah.
I was thinking something went wrong, but no.
Yeah.
I mean, not wrong. You don't die to Mother Brain 3, but I thought maybe something would have went a little wacky from the way he was talking in chat. But,
Yeah.
that looked pretty good.
I mean, took an onion ring a little bit, but didn't even really seem to slow him down. So, yeah, definitely one of the
Yeah, he did take a quickest hit. Zoast, how dare you take a hit on Mother Brain 3? I don't know.
Hey, look, I'm on the mic, so I get to, roast him for taking that hit. So, yeah, at this point, pretty much a foregone conclusion that Zoast, the world record holder, will also hold the undefeated record in this tournament. It's 6-0.
Just the rest of this escape is a very nice behemoth spark. And Zoast is going to finish this up with an official SRL time of 43:02. GG's to Zoast.
Definite GG's, and GG's to Zeni as well. I mean, kind of taking on Zoast in his home turf here, and still playing it out, having a good race. So GG to both.
Yeah, and he might go ahead and finish anyway, but he did officially forfeit. So we'll go ahead and mark that so that they can get invites for interviews and such.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like he stopped playing here on the Z tank. So, whew. Well, it is quite the show to see these two race, and I certainly hope they will join us in a moment here for the interview. Everyone, make sure. I mean, I'm sure you already are, but if you, for some reason, are not, follow those runners.
If you're not already following these guys, I don't know what you're doing. So,
actually gonna click over on mine, make sure I'm following them as well, just in case. I know I've definitely watched them before, but gotta make sure to hit that follow button, people. Yeah, we're all followed up. Looks good.
Okay, just waiting on them to get whatever set up. All right, there they are, Zoast and Zeni. So, GG Zoast, congratulations on winning the Swiss rounds, 6-0. Can you hear me?
Thanks.
Yeah, I can hear you. And also, big congratulations on that world record yesterday morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I can hear you. All right,
Okay.
Can you hear me? Zeni, a little unfortunate death over in bowling. It happens.
Yeah, it's all right. I didn't have much of a shot anyway, so basically I messed up attic and I took a hit from one of the key hunters, and I was like, well, this has to go perfectly or I'm done. And then I was like, wait, I can farm in the room before, maybe it'll be okay. And then I only got one health drop, and I was like, okay, this has to go perfectly or I'm done. And it didn't go perfectly, so.
No, it didn't.
That's
it was unfortunate, but these things happen. I mean, any percent new route is dangerous. This is Super Metroid.
And of course, there are worse losses you could have taken than to Zoast. So
right,
yeah, for sure.
Still GG on taking him on there on the any percent run.
Yeah, it would have felt a little bit worse if I had a real shot at winning. So it's all good. Though I will say, I mean, we always say that you never know with this game. It's literally never over until the runner is on the ship, and that's why I didn't forfeit until Zoast was on the ship. So
yep, we appreciate that.
Definitely.
So Zoast moving on, 6-0. What you looking forward to in the playoffs? As we now will be doing best 2 out of 3. You won't be able to duck as many categories. Although I think for you, the only one you want to duck is triple bingo. So.
Oh, I guess we're still having.
I think we're still having
with him.
I mean, I'm pretty rusty on some of the others too, but
I do recall earlier.
I'm listening to you in the. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Hearing us.
Okay, I was delayed. I was listening to the stream.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying you're still rusty? You rusty still is better than most people practice, but yeah, you're talking about a little bit of rust in some of the other categories.
Yeah, I mean RBO, I'm kind of rusty in 100%. I'm pretty good at. I mean, other than Zeni, I should have a good shot. Body. And 0% feels pretty good still. 80% feels good. All boss good. Classic still doing really well at. So I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, that's cool. Zeni. Yeah, go ahead.
At least making a deep run,
And Zenny, how about you? What are you looking forward to in the playoffs? Maybe somebody will finally give you that RBO race.
I don't want to race RBO. I haven't done RBO since what, like August or something. I don't remember the route, to be honest. I'd have to de-rust pretty hard. I'm not worried about it if it comes up, but no, it's not something that I'm like, please somebody let me run RBO.
Okay, then maybe somebody will give you a hundo race because I know that's your favorite.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm looking for right now because that's definitely my focus. So yeah. Mainly the thing that I don't want to run, to be honest, is low percent ice, and the reason for that is just because I learned it. I did a single run. I didn't particularly love it. My favorite item in the game is Speed Booster, and that's not in low percent ice. There's just a lot of things that go into that. I enjoy watching it. It's just not something that I love to play. So.
Okay. So you guys get to sit back and relax for a week and wait out the play-in. Anything else you want to add before we close this up?
The playoffs the next week. Is the whole next week just for the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, next week we have to schedule the play-in race, which I'm assuming will probably be next Saturday, because it's going to be a whole lot of runners to find the best time, and then the playoffs will start right after that once we get a bracket. So you'll be playing probably the person that finishes. No, the lowest seed out of the runners that finish, because the tie break is not going to be based on how they finish in that race. It'll be based on what their initial seed was. So, but that'll be a fun race. You guys get a week off to prepare, so that's pretty cool.
Nice. I'll probably spend most of the time playing 80%.
I gotta grind down that record, I guess.
Hard.
Yeah, but
you play any, I'll play hundo, and we'll meet back up later in the playoffs if I can manage to not die and bowling a million times.
Yeah, but seriously, congratulations to both of you. Really nice tournaments. Zoast, another congratulations for that world record. Really well done. And yeah, that's gonna basically do it for us. We don't have basically the rest of the day is mostly restreams that are going to influence playoffs and play-ins. We do have a triple bingo though coming up at 5:30. This one does not affect the play-in between Set Zero and D-Drag, but the rest of these that are being restreamed all will. We have Azure versus Mr. J Giggles at 7 o'clock. They've already agreed to play low percent ice. At 9 o'clock, we have Polar Bear Bunny versus Freya Spirit. That is a 3-2 versus 3-2 matchup. So the winner gets into the play-in, and the loser is done. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, we have two matches. We have Sign In versus Diddy. I believe that's the 2-3-3-2 matchup. So that could either be one person in or both out. At 1 o'clock, also, we have Travatox versus Edmund. I think that's a 3-2-3-2. At 4 o'clock, we have Woody versus Hero. I want to say that's also 3-2-3-2. And the one that affects Zenny for seeding, although that's not a huge deal, mainly because 2 versus 3 is not a huge difference. But Floaters versus Fruit Bat Salad. If Floaters wins that match, he will be the 2 seed, knocking Zenny to the 3rd seed. If Floaters loses that match, he's going to be knocked down a little bit, and Zenny will grab that 2 spot. So that's a big one coming up tomorrow. And then it'll be, wait for that play-in match to get scheduled, and then we'll get playoffs started. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Do you have any idea who's liable to be the 4th seed?
Let me take a look. I can probably figure that out. Cutie would be in line to be the 4th seed if Sloters wins. So, and Cutie already won his match, so yeah, he'd be the 4th seed if Sloters wins. If Sloters were to lose, then I think it would fall to Kip. So there you go. All really good runners. We have a lot of really good runners in this tournament. So shout outs to everybody that's played and everybody that's going to move on to the playoffs and play in matches.
Yeah, and just a quick for the runners here. I mean, I hope that the answer is favorable here. But have you guys enjoyed this this tournament? The way that you've ended up playing. I mean, played a couple different types of matches and different things like that. Zenny or Zoast?
I've really enjoyed it personally. both participating and also watching. I think there's been a lot of really hype matchups and some really incredible races, and not just from like the top players, like some of the some of the just general matches during the week from people that are maybe a little bit less well known in the community. I know the like Hero 82 had that really awesome 100% match.
Oh,
versus,
Hero and Maniacal. That was one of my favorites.
Maniacal. That match was really awesome, and I've really enjoyed watching all of the matches that I've caught personally. So I think it's been great.
Nice. Zoast?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, just, I mean, looking back on the tournament, I mean, now that you're at the end here, I mean, have you enjoyed it? Did you like the different categories that came up? I mean, I know any percents in there, I assume that the answer is yes, but just any further thoughts on the tournament?
Well, I mean, I like it. It doesn't matter if I play any percent or other categories, really. I mean, I like the idea overall of multi-category tournament. And I've had fun with it. It's nice to take a break, grind in one category, do a lot of different variety. And yeah, like Zenny said, it's cool to see all the community together. Or a lot of people together. A lot of good races. So yeah, to echo what he said. Part.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I think we're pretty much wrapped up here then. If there's nothing else, Tracy?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Just tune in for those races this evening, and we'll see you all then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.